O professor Justice Tankebe, da Universidade de Cambridge, veio ao Brasil em março a convite do Núcleo de Estudos da Violência da USP, o NEV. Os pesquisadores do NEV o levaram para conhecer um batalhão da Polícia Militar.
It was fascinating to see at least a military police battalion that we visited. The technology, the way they're using technology, GPS system, to try to track their officers in terms of knowing where officers are so they can deploy them quickly to incidents. And we were shown a map that had, if you like, hotspots of crime, areas that had reported cases. So for example, there was a shooting here. They have a dot there to show that there's a shooting. Or there's an incident happening here. And it's not only historical data, it is live. So the commanders or the supervisor can deploy the officers accordingly. One of the things that struck me was how they did stop and searches on the streets. I am used to, say, Ghana and England, when an officer stops you, and in fact I have been stopped a couple of times in Cambridge for not wearing a helmet on my bicycle or not having lights in the night, which is not a nice thing to do. But in those cases, the officer would approach you and ask you questions and might say, don't ride your bicycle, walk it until you find lights. Or if they think you have committed an offense, they'll probably arrest you or give you a note to go to the police station, all sorts of things that could be done. Well, I think one thing to understand is that in England, the police are not routinely armed. They don't carry guns. What was explained to me, officers would sometimes point a gun at a vehicle that they have stopped, or even pedestrians that they have stopped. It was unusual for me to see that, but I understand the context. The officer explained that they have a history of people sometimes shooting at the police, and therefore they have developed these procedures to ensure the safety of the officers. What does that mean for legitimacy? I think it will be interesting to see that.
A pergunta é uma das que o NEV quer responder. Os pesquisadores também estão estudando a atuação da Polícia Civil. Por isso, eles levaram Justice a uma delegacia de polícia.
The officer explained the way they did policing investigations and the history of the civil police. One of the things that struck me at the station was that they had a detention center for police officers and their families suspected of crime. So if you are a police officer who is on remand, they don't send you to the civilian prisons. They keep you at a detention center at that station for your safety, which is understandable. You've been arresting people and prosecuting them, and today you are in trouble. They send you to civilian facility. You might lose your life. So that was something that I thought was very thoughtful, to consider the safety of your officers, even if they are themselves suspects. Because that's what they are suspects. They haven't been convicted yet. So why put them in danger in that way? But the officer even further explained that even if they are convicted, they're still sent to a different facility rather than to the civilian. This is the first time I have seen something like that. And I think it's a good thing to have that kind of arrangement.
Uma questão que apareceu durante essas visitas foi a relação entre as duas polícias, a civil e a militar.
The challenge that they face is how to ensure that they are able to always work together, because both have the same ultimate objective, which is to maintain law and order. So it's interesting to see that they recognize areas of tension, areas that they can improve in terms of their relationship, and the areas that they are already working together and are seeking to strengthen those areas.
Outra questão que surgiu foi a dos investimentos do Estado nas polícias.
The military police seems to be better resourced than the civil police. I understood from the interactions we had that, for example, the military police are better paid than the civil police. And that comes to issues about sometimes motivation and what the implications of that are, those things are for maybe investigating. The research evidence we have suggests that if you really want to get your officers to do more, to go the extra mile, to be committed, for example, to doing everything they can to investigate crimes, legitimacy within the police itself could be an important mechanism. So if investigators or frontline officers feel that their supervisors treat them with respect, they listen to them, they explain things to them, they show that they care for their well-being, those officers are more likely to be committed to the job and to go the extra mile.